Hello, everyone. This is Frank from Hedgtrade. Hedgtrade is a quantitative research platform for traders and investors. Hedgtrade supports more than 2,600 instruments across a number of asset classes, including but not limited to Forex, US indices, crypto, US bonds, commodities, and US stocks. What I'm going to do today is a quick market update, and in particular, we're going to be looking at the S&P 500. Before I do that, a quick disclaimer that this is for educational purposes only. This is no financial advice, and you have to do what is best for you. So the S&P 500, looking into the different predictive models that we have here, very simple. The trading plan for September and going to the end of the year is like this. And again, this is no certainty. We're playing with statistics here, but from a modeling perspective, we're looking at an upswing now going to the 20th of September, plus or minus. Can be a week before, it can be a week after. We've got a target zone, resistance zone here in the, let me get closer to my screen, 4503, 4475. This is not an exact science, but it's in that zone. Following that upswing, we'll be looking at another dip, probably a much bigger dip than what we had in August, going probably to touch the SMA 200 going to October. Following that dip and touching the SMA 200, could be below that. We're probably going to be looking at a rally going into the end of the year. Following that, and we have a number of other models that can support that trading plan. But following that, the trading plan going to 2024 is we're probably going to be looking at a mini crash. So a mini crash from S&P 4800 or wherever we are by the end of the year, going into the summer of 2024 before we start another leg up. But to be precise here, guys, and for the elite wave traders out there, we're looking at the end of the bull market, probably going into the end of the year. All models don't support the fact that we have topped. All models support another upswing going into September and, most importantly, the end of the year. Again, no certainty. Things change. No one knows what's going to happen in 5 minutes. But from a statistical perspective, the end of the year is where is what we're looking at the moment to finish this super bull market, probably in the 4,800 area for the S&P 500. Now, we talked about the 20th of September plus or minus as our next target zone. This is going to be a sell zone, guys. This is where we're going to sell our long exposure. We're going to go into cash. If you want to short this market, good for you. Really, the trading decision belongs to you. This is for educational purposes only. The seasonality chart, so there's different seasonality charts out there. This is the what we call the aggregated seasonality chart. This includes the annual cycle as well as the election cycle and the decennial cycle. So by aggregating those three charts together, we have here a fairly well correlated seasonality chart. We're looking at probably a final dip going to Tuesday, the 29th of August. So that's tomorrow. It doesn't have to happen. Again, no certainty, but look at the correlation, guys. And then following that, we're looking at an upswing. Guess what? Going into the 20th of September. Again, that's correlated with the regression model. The day of month seasonality, that one got it in the chin this month on the back of the dip that we had. But yeah, in fact, we're still looking at probably finishing off the month with a bit of a dip before starting of September. The harmonics are also supporting an upswing going to September before getting into another downswing into October and then finishing off the year on the upside. The cycles, again here very quickly, this should be a short video. Same target zone. We were looking at a downswing into middle of August, and now we are about to start our next upswing going to September. Look at this, guys. This is interesting. The smart money has been buying this dip, which supports again the argument that we may be looking at another upswing going to September. This is going to be a sell zone, so let's not get too excited. This is going to be sold. The reversal points, the pivot points, which are quickly. And then the options, look at this. We're looking at 43.50. So there's a lot of fear out there. People are buying a lot of puts, again, supporting the idea that there might be a bit of a short squeeze going to the middle of September. Liquidity is still there. And so on and so forth. So I think that's enough, guys. This is a hot minute. This is a quick market update to give you a taste of what the hedge trade platform provides in terms of benefits and advantages. We have a number of additional features, including, but again, not limited to, a daily watch list where you can look at those different instruments that are highly correlated. The gold here in Australia, that's a trade that we took this morning, the economic calendar, as well as other metrics that can be in real time in the daily frame, the weekly, all the way to the monthly time frame. So I'm going to stop here. This was a quick update for the S&P 500. Again, do what is best for you. This is no financial advice. And until then, good luck.